It has been a long time since I have directly spoken to you. There are so many beings who like to share something, and as long as things are flowing in alignment, and as long as there is not what you can say a certain confusion, I don't need to step in. And you always know that when I speak Thoth, I also Shamara is speaking, and in a sense we are always speaking together. So even though we are not directly speaking to both of you, we are always there. We are always present. We are always supporting. We are always, to some degree, giving little nudges so that we help you to stay on the path. And this is what, in a sense, every guide is doing for everyone. But not everyone is listening to those nudges, and a lot of people therefore miss the different messages. Guides like we are, and guides that every human being are actually meant to really help you to get a deeper connection with your soul essence. A deeper connection with your heart so that you can receive the messages properly. And we are not supposed to give you the message. You need to find your message through your connection with your essence. But we guide and help without interfering in your personal process. Because otherwise we would disempower you. And as you know, that is something we would never do. We always honor the free will and the need for empowerment by finding your own way. And then many people will see that as, oh, I don't get enough guidance. And that is one of those, you can say, incorrect conceptions of what guides are doing. And there are sometimes moments where it's nice to come forward and step forward and help to sort out when there are too many impulses coming. And in a time that you live, in a time of transition, as Mother Earth would call it, in a time where many new impulses are coming, it's not always easy to sort out what those impulses actually mean for you in your daily life, in the choices that you are invited to make. And when there are many impulses, it can be very confusing because which of the ones are you giving priority? Because within the physical system, you cannot do them all at the same time. This is a general human challenge for those who are excited about things and have a list of things they would like to do. What is my priority? But that is in most cases different. You're talking now about a priority seen from a soul perspective, the fulfillment of why you incarnated into this world. And then there are many impulses, especially when you have the ability to connect with different beings. And in a sense, you can say that the project that you call the connecting with the family and the stars is, of course, inviting many different impulses from many different beings. And every being would like to be heard. It's like the same as humans. Every human being likes to be heard. But if you open yourself for a portal, it's like telling to beings, oh, I'm here, and they say, wow, we are here. We like to give you a message. Whether you receive the message or not, it is the consequence of connecting with a particular portal. In the same way as when you connect with a vortex of a particular species, you ask that species to connect with you and give you the messages about their existence because that is what you connect with. And if you do that in many different ways, you can say very frequently, and then you're suddenly sitting with, oh my, what are my choices? Who do I talk to? Who is talking to me? And what is happening to me? What does those energies do to me? All those questions are then coming up. And that's why it's sometimes good to sit, go to your heart, and that are the moments that we can support you in finding out of these many impulses what can be the directions to go. Not that we are going to tell you, oh, that's the direction to go. No, guide is doing that. And if somebody is doing that, then be aware, because it's not one of your guides. We mentioned that before. There are a lot of astral beings, and when you're not sufficiently in your heart, would love to give you messages and pretend. To train your system, to invite you to be really in your heart, because then you can see and feel and sense the difference between those who pretend and that what is real. It's always your heart that, you can say it sings a bit more when you have a true connection or somebody who is pretending to be somebody. So in this process of all those connections, this is true for everyone that is in the course, in the training. They all get a lot of impulses, and many of them will ask, what is my priority? Where do I focus on? Do I go to all those different portals and all those different beings? No. It is learning to feel how your system responds to the different energies, learning to feel the different kind of responses, and through that you will know what is optimal for you to focus on in a certain period of your life. And yes, and that is where the guides can help you with. Help you to nudge you in the more, we can say, correct direction. Yeah, that's not really it. Just check again. No, don't go too deep in that direction. You may lose yourself. There are the subtle signals that we try to give to get you back on the path of feeling what is your most optimal resonance. And once you have those resonances, then you open more for those resonances, because those are more important for you than all the others. And then you can learn, because you resonate with it, learn to listen to increasing clearer messages, guiding you on your path, helping you to figure out what to do and how to do that. So let's go for a moment to today's situation where you make a connection with the center reticuli and realize that they are part of the crystalline council. So they are important because the crystal or crystalline council is the ones that guides every human being who to some degree is interested, let's say, enough into the crystalline energies that they reach a certain vibrational state that is recognized by the council as, wow, that is a serious person with respect to the work with crystalline energies. And it sounds as if that is a judgment. No, it's not a judgment. It is based on resonance. There are a lot of people working with crystalline energies, and the Crystal Council will not even bother to work with them. Not because they don't respect them, but simply because the resonance is not enough for them to get involved. Because they are the ones who guide those who, you can say, are in a sense connecting with higher frequency of the crystalline energies, and the ones, specifically the ones that in one way or another are teaching from their heart about it. So when you connect with any of those, you actually deepen your connection with the total council. And that feels then as if it's about that specific group. Yes, it's also about the specific group, but it is also about the council as a whole. So the best thing is to use every group as an entrance in the totality of the council. And let the council as a whole guide you into what direction you want to go with respect to the crystalline energies. Now, there is also always a more personal resonance with one of the 12 groups of the council. And we use that as an example because that is what is playing a role right now. And figuring out why you have more of that resonance is actually the process of figuring out who you are. Following, again, the resonance. And some will be more insisting in their knocking on your door for the simple reason they feel the resonance as well. And realize that all contacts are always, when it comes from the heart, are mutual beneficial. Even those beings that you consider to be way beyond your vibrational reach and functionality are nonetheless still those who benefit from the connection. It's always a win-win if it comes from purity and from the heart. And if you keep that in the back of your mind, then you can always follow your heart. There is, as you know, a specific, you can almost say, connection with the zeta reticuli. And there's many people have that on all kinds of frequency levels, because this is an example, that's why we take this as an example, of an existence in many different frequency layers. From almost physical, you can say etheric astral, to high consciousness beings. So if you connect, and the same is true for the Pleiades, the same is true for any star system or any galaxy that you make a connection with. You can connect with this whole unbelievable range of frequencies where you have no clue of that they exist. But if you stay in your heart, when you connect, you will always connect with the right energies, with the right beings that are connected with those energies. And that is actually the essence of the message that we want to give. Even although you know that you need to be guided by your heart, when you are searching for what does that mean, you often, and that's true for all human beings, are getting out of your heart. And you go into your mind. And the mind has ideas about this and ideas about that. And before you know, you get lost. Oh, that's important and that's important. Yes, it's all important. But always go to your heart. And stay there when you try to make a choice. And go to the best of your ability to the highest vibration when you connect with other beings. Because so easy for human beings to think that they have this beautiful connection, and they connect with actually the beings that are not really supportive for them. So those two things are key. Go to your heart, go to the highest vibration without forcing when you connect with one of the infinite number of beings that in theory would like to connect with you. And when you work with portals and other things, that is what you will encounter. We hope that what we share is useful for you in this moment. And when you do that, you will see that every connection is so much more beneficial, supportive, exciting, and filled with love, joy, and happiness. And that's what we wish everyone who makes connections with other beings from other star systems. We love you unconditionally.